Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I'm Bahjatun. I'm third semester from English department, and here I will explain about English for New syllabus. Okay, uh, English for New syllabus is established so that nurses working in a new and unfamiliar environment will not the same problem that adapting to different hospital and medical cultures. And then next, number one is standard competence number one. That is, the student should know what is the important of English for nursing. Here, the student should know what is the important for nursing. And then the material is introduction English for nursing. Here, the lecturer will introduce what is the important English for nursing. Nurse. And then here is indicator. The indicator here is able to know that English is important for nursing. The student must what is the important English for nursing. And then the activity is explanation. The lecturer will explanation about the important, or the lecturer will introduce English for nurse. And then the time it is 90 minutes. And then the evaluation here is student attendance and participation. And then number two is standard competence number two is the student can increase vocabulary regarding sign and symptoms of disease and vocabulary regarding medicine. The meaning here is mahasiswa bisa meningkatkan kosakata tentang tanda-tanda dan gejala penyakit dan kosakata tentang obat-obatan. Here the student can increase vocabulary about medicine or about nurse. And then the material here is vocabulary for nursing. There is vocabulary, conversation, and writing. And then here is the material vocabulary for nursing. The first is vocabulary. The lecturer will teach about vocabulary. Will give the student many vocabulary about nurse, or vocabulary about symptoms, disease, or vocabulary about medicine. And then conversation. The lecturer will teach the student conversation about they will conversation about the lecturer will explain the student, or tell the student the conversation about nurse, or about medicine, or about symptoms of disease. And then writing. After that, the students will write the conversation and the vocabulary. And then after that, there is indicator. The indicator here is capable practice the vocabulary that has been obtained. The student able practice the vocabulary that has been obtained by the lecturer. And then here the activity. The activity is practice how to pronounce it and memorize it. The student will practice. The lecturer will teach the student how to pronounce the vocabulary and how to pronounce the conversation. Yes, that time. And then after the lecturer give the students vocabulary, or write, or give the student conversation, the students will memorize it like that. And then after that, the time, I think enough, it is 90 minutes also. And here the evaluation. The evaluation is practice making conversation using the vocabulary that has been acquired. Okay, the student will practice making conversation using the vocabulary that has given by the lecturer before. Okay, next, number three. Number three is the student able to interact effectively with the medical team and patient in English. Here the student able to interact here, the meaning is berinteraksi effectively with the medical team or with the patient using English. The student will speak to the medical team or the patient with using English, because the patient here not only from Indonesia, they are also from abroad. And then next, the material here is effective communication skills in a healthy care environment. Here the meaning is keterampilan komunikasi efektif dalam lingkungan keperawatan. The student here, the lecturer will teach the student how to communicate effectively in a healthy care environment. And then next is indicator. The indicator here is able to use correct grammar and sentence structure in communication. Here the student able to use good grammar and sentence structure in communication. And then the indicator next is able to convey information clearly and structure to the patient and the medical team. The indicator number three, the last is the student able to convey information clearly to the patient and the medical team. The student able to convey the information about the patient which is sick. And then the activity here is the student will the activity here is the lecturer will explain about how to communicate, how to the lecturer will explain about how to interact equitably with the medical team and patient using ALIS. After that, the student will discussion about the material they don't understand, which they don't understand, and then after that they will practice it in front of the class. And then the time I at the time it is 120 minutes or 2 hours. And then the evaluation here is composition practice exam with 2 students. Here the lecturer will give the students practice exam about composition. They will exam practice in front of the the students will exam practice in front of the class, practice about conversation in front of the class with other student. And then uh, here also I make example about, I give the example the conversation between the nurse and the patient. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Thank you so much for nice attention, and I'm sorry for the mistake. Maybe that's all from me. Wallahumma fi kulli hadila sabil rashad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.